In one of the most remote deserts on Earth, satellite images have uncovered something that shouldn't exist. Massive warships, American warships, resting not on water, but on sand. They're not abandoned. They're not wrecks. They're replicas. But the real question is, why is China secretly building full-scale US military ships in the middle of nowhere? And what terrifying purpose do they serve? The answer could rewrite the future of global warfare. Zoom into the heart of the Taklamakan Desert in northwestern China, and something strange comes into focus. A massive aircraft carrier, perfectly shaped and precisely laid out. But this isn't docked at a naval base or floating in the sea. It's surrounded by miles of scorching sand. It resembles the US Navy's Gerald R. Ford-class supercarrier, complete with runways, control towers, and the silhouette of fighter jets. Next to it, another oddity appears, a destroyer-class warship unmistakably similar to the US Arleigh Burke class, one of the most powerful ships in the American fleet. Why would China go to such lengths to recreate these iconic vessels? Not at sea, but on dry land. At first, you might think it's a military museum or an elaborate film set. But this is something far more strategic. Historical satellite images reveal that these ship replicas have been carefully constructed over several years. Initially appearing as skeletal outlines marked by metal poles and strange geometric shapes, the structures have evolved into full-scale models, some flat, others three-dimensional. And here's where things get even more suspicious. A set of train tracks winds through the desert, weaving and twisting unnaturally in what should be flat, open land. One replica sits right on those tracks, and experts believe it's designed to simulate an aircraft carrier performing evasive maneuvers. But because these targets are used to test China's newest class of anti-ship ballistic missiles. You heard that right. China isn't just building warships in the desert for show. They're building targets, practice grounds, testing fields, to prepare for the possibility of war with the United States. The structures mimic US Navy ships in such precise detail that many believe China is training to destroy them. From measuring radar signatures to studying missile impacts, the purpose is clear: to make sure that in a real battle, their weapons can find and hit their targets with devastating accuracy. And here's the kicker: the missiles China is testing aren't ordinary. They're advanced, long-range ballistic missiles designed specifically to strike moving ships from thousands of miles away. The Dongfeng 21D, often called the carrier killer, can soar into the upper atmosphere and descend back to Earth at hypersonic speeds. During descent, its warhead separates and adjusts its path mid-air, making it nearly impossible to intercept. To make this work, China has expanded its satellite network to track targets in real time. With these systems in place, their military can simulate and strike US Navy vessels with frightening precision. Think about it. If China can hit a moving aircraft carrier in a test range, they can hit one in the South China Sea, or even farther. So why now? And why here? Because tensions between the US and China are escalating like never before. From the South China Sea to the Taiwan Strait, the US regularly deploys warships to challenge China's territorial ambitions. China, in turn, has militarized artificial islands, expanded its naval fleet, and threatened Taiwan with force. With the world watching, these mock-ups in the desert serve a dual purpose: training tools and political signals. They tell the US, Taiwan, and the rest of the world one thing: China is preparing for war. Interestingly, China isn't the only country that builds life-sized mock-ups. In 2014, Iran constructed a fake US aircraft carrier to practice missile strikes. The US itself builds mock-ups of foreign weapons and cities to simulate conflict scenarios in its own deserts. But what makes China's strategy more alarming is the level of sophistication and visibility. They want the world to see. Because the real power isn't just in firing the missile. It's in making your adversary believe you can. If US carriers can no longer operate close to Chinese shores, their aircraft can't reach the battlefield. That changes the game entirely. It shifts military dominance from the oceans back to the land. And it gives China the upper hand before the first shot is even fired. Taiwan has taken notice, launching large-scale military drills with over 22,000 reservists preparing for a potential invasion. The world may not be paying attention, but now you are. This desert isn't empty. It's full of warning signs. And those who ignore them may be unprepared for what comes next. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that subscribe button and join the community. We're uncovering the stories the mainstream media won't touch. And now it's your turn. If China launched a missile at a US carrier tomorrow, do you think it would hit? Let us know in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. Thanks for watching.